to Cleveland, Ohio, where in 2023 they made the playoffs. Joe Flacco gets off the couch after having probably 2 Thanksgiving dinners. Who knows what he was doing there? And they're trying to have consistency, maybe get back to the playoffs. The team was looking really good, especially on the defensive side. Maybe they could build something. Maybe Deshaun Watson, who showed flashes in 2023, can be the guy. And, well, yeah, he blows his Achilles out in November on a quarterback design run. And, yeah, they went through Jameis Winston, Bailey Zappi, I believe another guy as well. And, yeah, it just looked from bad to worse for Cleveland. But now the 4 pictured here are your 4 potential starting quarterbacks for week 1, and maybe might be seeing head start throughout the rest of the season. So, Dom, pull us back out. We're going to look at this roster here. And I need to start out by saying end of an era. End of an era in Cleveland. Let's look at the offense. There we go. The offense here. Yeah. Nick Chubb, not there anymore. Nick Chubb is gone. Amari Cooper is gone. Elijah Moore is gone. A very big, departure there for the Cleveland Browns. But yes, the 4 quarterbacks listed: Joe Flacco, who was with the Colts last year; Kenny Pickett, who actually snapped the football in the Super Bowl, might I add. And then they took 2 quarterbacks: Dylan Gabriel in round 3, Shedeur Sanders in round number 5, and then Watson, which who knows what's going to be happening there with him. Maybe this is the last year in Cleveland. They did adjust his contract to where they could potentially cut him and save a little bit of cash. But when I say a little bit of cash, I mean very, very little cash. And the receiving core here: Jerry Jeudy, your essential wide receiver 1, Cedric Tillman, who had flashes of really good play last year. A concussion held him out the rest of the year. Deontay Johnson. It gets pretty cold there in Cleveland besides Baltimore, so it's going to be a little interesting there for Deontay. But, yeah, Jedrick Wells, he's not there with the Browns. He's taken a year off to recover from these injuries. But let's pull us out of here. Let's do this. All right, gentlemen. What are we thinking of this Browns offense? Obviously, Jerome Ford's going to be your starter. Judkins, that might be one of your sneaky picks in fantasy this year. I would beware. I
mean, there's a good chance he is the starter, not Jerome Ford.
I do love me Jerome Ford.
What do you have to lose at that point? Why not?
Well, I mean, hey, coaching staff, they did take 2 quarterbacks. It has to be an odd man out here. And I don't want to say it's a rookie, but I do want to say Kenny Pickett could be the odd guy out of this group. You're not going to draft a guy, sign him to a full extension, fully guaranteed rookie contract, and you're just going to cut him right then, after.
No, so I think the Browns. So just do something dumb and carry 4 quarterbacks and then IR Watson.
I think there's a dumb chance where we see all of these quarterbacks play. I think this is just no one knows how this is going to go. I doubt even they know how this is going to go. This is not a team that's built for success, certainly. I don't know, man. Kind of very much feels like this is the Browns that we used to know before the Browns became relevant, I guess. This is the waiting for the chained up vending machines or whatever of beer to be released. This is just.
Are you trying to say the Browns is the Browns?
Yeah, the Browns are very much Brownsing, and I don't know. This is one of the biggest step backs I think we've kind of seen, at least in football. At least just how considerably, I don't know, insignificant this team is towards playoffs now.
I mean, if Jerry Jeudy plays to any of the ability that he played to close out the season last year, they'll be in good hands, at least at receiver for a 1 guy. I think Tillman can make that next step. I mean, he did play really well last year before that concussion on Thursday night against the Pittsburgh Steelers. But then you also have Deontay Johnson, who bitched his way out of Carolina. He bitched his way off the sidelines in Baltimore. So now he's here. I don't think he's actually the slot receiver 1. I think DeAndre Carter could slide in, or even Jamari Thrash for that matter. But I mean, here, the only thing that's good on this team is the offensive line, and that is a really good group of guys up there with Conklin and Wyatt, Batonio, DeJuan Jones. It's still a really good group, and I want to see where they can bring this team moving forward, especially with, okay, which of the Tweedledum idiot quarterback that you want to start under center. I don't want to call Joe Flacco a Tweedledee. I mean, that's probably your best chance to win. But who knows if you're trying to win, especially with the 26 quarterback draft class.
I really think Kenny Pickett's the day one starter.
I think
it's Joe Flacco. I really have to think it's Flacco.
I think your only path for success for this team in any kind of fashion is on pure raw talent, physicality, like just like what's the word I'm looking for? Like natural ability, natural talent. I don't think this team's just gonna put it together. Like it's gonna be so methodical with this quarterback being the answer. I think it's just like game to game, it's going to be like, where is natural talent going to bring you? There's talented people on the roster. There's dudes that are athletic. Like, cool. I think that's just the only thing that's really going to win you games. I don't think there's a formula for success here, and that's really unfortunate. And okay, this is a little bit of a throwaway season, but I guess maybe we determine some things for the future. But I don't know. We're talking about this team this year, not this team for next year. So I'm not hopeful. I don't know. I just don't think you could say any four of these quarterbacks and their names could start at any given week, and no one's going to have a solid argument against it. So it's kind of just where we're at, The best advice here is if you play fantasy,
you have fun, you won participation.
Or if you play fantasy football, I don't recommend anyone on this team being on your team. That's what I'm saying. Otherwise, I mean, I don't know. Maybe if they commit hard to Judkins,
it's a Stefanski team. They're going to want to run the ball and run the ball and run the ball.
I mean, they did lose DTR. They traded him to the Eagles in exchange for Kenny Pickett. Jameis Winston is the backup right now for the Giants. Then obviously Nick Chubb's gone. Donta Foreman's gone. Naheem Hines, who was there, but he also had that knee injury. So he's healthy, but he's gone. Elijah Moore, he went to Buffalo. But then you also lose Atkins and Geoff Schwam at tight end. And then you lose a lot of offensive linemen, but, James Hudson, he went to the Giants. Hakeem Adeniji went to the Cowboys. Jermaine Ifedi, and then, Jedrick Wills, as I mentioned, he's sitting out this year. So that's what he's doing. I mean, want to go to defense?
At least exists.
David and hey,
someone.
If there's someone that a rookie quarterback loves, it's his tight end.
And Harold Fanning, who is a stud as well.
I would say Njoku is probably the most established player on this roster at this given moment. I don't know. It's funny. But all right, yeah, we can.
Let's head over to the defensive side of the ball here, where, drum roll please, do. Myles Garrett, he had a contract dispute, and all money makes everything feel so much better. He signs a monumental, I don't even know how much money he signed. It was just disgusting money. But hey, money heals everything. But they do go out, they trade back in the draft. Well, they trade back from number 2 to number 5. They acquire a first-round pick for 2026. They get Mason Graham out of Michigan. And then they get Carson Schlesinger out of UCLA. Am I correct there, Jake?
I don't know.
Okay, well, we don't know. Okay, that's good. But then, looking at the secondary, Greg Newsome's still there. Denzel Ward is still there. Delpit, who's been, emerging. Emerson's also there. They got a really good defensive group. JOK, he's out for the year. He had some, I think, a heart issue, and he had to just they had to just shelve him. It was something that was pretty significant that they had to, get him the appropriate medical attention that he needed. But then they bring in Jordan Hicks from Minnesota. Devin Bush comes in from Seattle. Jerome Baker from Tennessee. So you do have guys that can do that. They can fill in, and also Shoyinka from the Buccaneers, 2021 first-round pick from the year they won the Super Bowl. But yeah,
This is at
the
least
defense is going to help you stay in games. That's what this defense is going to do. But can the offense help provide that your team is not going to be sitting on the field? Your defense is not going to be on the field for 40 minutes a game.
this is a competent defense. It's actually a decent line. You're gonna get pass rush because, like you said, money buys you sacks on this team.
Buys one guy sacks.
One guy, yeah, it's true.
And also beers. Let's not forget the beers.
Whatever. Like, this is a very competent defense. I could see this defense being the 10th best defense in the league, kind of thing. I mean, over the last 2 seasons, this was a top defense. No.
Last year I think it fell off a lot, but the year before it was like one of the top defenses in the league. I think it was like I want to say it was number 1 in 2023.
Yeah,
don't quote me, but it was up there.
So, like, I don't think you're losing too much as far as being a pretty solid defense. Now in this division, the standard is like great defense. So
great defense or the Bengals, essentially.
Yeah, that's also true. So I don't know. You're still not competing very, hard in this division, unfortunately. But this is a competent defense. This is a defense that, may continue, like we've seen in the past for the last couple of years, keep opposing teams to lower scores. All right, maybe it gives you a chance.
So I see us as the upset team. Like, are they going to compete for playoffs? Probably not. But they're going to want to run the ball. I don't see a reason with that line of running backs why they can't. They have a defense that'll keep them in games. It's usually a recipe to steal at least 2 or 3 games from guys you shouldn't.
Yeah.
And you're going to probably knock a guy out of the playoffs that probably could have been in there if they beat the Browns.
It's the buyer beware if you're a bubble team, the trap game.
That's true.
A snowy game, the Dawg Pound. How can you not? Do we want to go to...
I do like the Hicks edition with Garrett there. I mean, that's nice. But we've also seen them add name on the defensive line after name on the defensive line or pass rusher every season. That's their thing. They always go out and get a guy that's pretty recognizable. But I don't really know if they ever do anything on this team.
No, it's because the whole defense is schemed to get Garrett his sacks.
Yep. They're good decoys. So.
They also added how could we forget Damonte Kazi? How could we forget name in yellow? I should have mentioned that, but missed that one. Should we go to the schedule here?
Yes, sir. Let's see it.
All right, Dom. What was the total that you saw?
Okay, so I saw, based on the betting markets or whatever their lines were, whatever, that the upside for this team is 5.5 wins and like a 9.1% chance at playoffs, I believe. So that's giving you double-digit losses. That's where we're at.
I literally just counted 5 or 6.
Yeah. So okay.
Yeah, I'm at 5, and look at that. Just that back end, weeks 14 to 18. You're playing the Titans, who, they're probably not competing for the playoffs. The Bears, who knows what the Bears are going to do? The Bills, the Bills should be in the playoffs. The Steelers, Aaron Rodgers last hurrah. They're going to be, going around trying to rally him. And then the Bengals, who knows what the Bengals are going to be doing come week 18 and their money situation. I think they can win at least a game or 2 in the division. I think they can also pull off a win against the Patriots and the Jets, both on the road. London, I don't even know what's going to go on there in London. Good luck.
Ultimately,
I think this is 5 or 6, personally.
Yeah, I can see them getting a few wins in October and November.
They can honestly pull off week 1 too, because the Bengals in week 1 are like the worst team to ever exist in the NFL. It literally looks like they're trying to reinvent the forward pass.
Yeah,
it's both hands. Just
you're right. That is very accurate. So okay, so I think we're all kind of sticking in the same bracket of 5-ish wins. I mean, just the ceiling of 7, is your potential great season you could have. I feel like, yeah, man, I don't know. It's always fun though, because we say this about a team and then we completely eat our words by the end of the
We're
season.
not eating our words here. I promise you that we're not eating. We're not eating any dog shit from the Dawg Pound. We're not doing anything like that.